Our office maintains a webpage for the off-campus housing listings. That's Jim Carley, the Associate Director of Residence Life, that he's the one who directly maintains it. And that's just a listing of what's available off-campus. So local landlords contact Jim, and they've got a little online form they fill out to create an ad, and we get it posted up there, and then, you know, as they go away, we maintain that and take them down, that kind of thing. So we provide a service to move off campus, even though it's not really our mission. It's not in our mission statement to facilitate the moving off campus process, but it's just kind of a necessary evil, so to speak, of, you know, running a housing operation. So we do that to try to help students out, and, you know, to my knowledge, it's well used. As of right now, there's, you know, just anybody can submit anything they want, and he'll look at it to make sure it makes sense, you know, that kind of thing, and put it up there. But we make no claim about the quality of the place. We make no claim about the ethical fiber of the landlord or moral standing of the landlord. But we are actually working on that.
I definitely know that when we started looking, we were just like, where do we start? Like, do we start in the newspaper? Do we start on the computer looking for places? Like, how do you call a realtor and say, we want to look at an apartment? We kind of just had to fend for ourselves and jump out there and start it. If there was like a little bit of information sessions, then that would definitely help us. Just like a little optional thing would be helpful.
I think that they should have feedback from students who live off campus. I mean, I know when people say, "Oh, how do you like the people you go through?" and I tell them not to go through them because I've only heard horror stories or whatnot from the people that I go through. So I think things like that, like if they had a student rating system where, let's say, I could go on and go to the Keene Cribs section and kind of rate how I felt about them, I think that's something that would be very helpful, because then students could see many other students' responses and feelings towards landlords. Because who knows, I might not be the only one who has bad experiences, but there could be more people who have better experiences with these people than I did.
Especially if you don't know a lot of kids that already live off campus, like you don't have someone to go to for advice if you're looking to live off campus. Things like that might be helpful, because like we didn't have any clue what we were doing. We just like hopped off, you know, and then after our first year we learned so many things, like we had said before, to like look out for. I'm sure giving a heads up wouldn't have been a bad idea.
I've been here almost 20 years, and I'd say 15 years ago it was worse than it is now. The issue now is some of those new neighborhoods, new houses where they're students and they used to be a family. But we're never going to have 95% of our students living on campus, so this is always going to be an issue. Long after I'm gone, this will be an issue, and we hope we can address it in some effective ways that aren't too draconian in terms of, you know, I don't want to kick a student out of school for having an alcohol violation. That's too harsh, and some of the neighbors would really like us to be extremely harsh. So where's the happy medium?
Sometimes, though, they really do have some unrealistic expectations of what the college should do.
Really?
About that, yeah. I mean, like, not a small voice, but a large voice. You know, the college should patrol off campus and pretty much be involved in off-campus housing the same way that they would be in on-campus housing. So, you know, like, campus safety should be like walking through houses and that kind of thing. Obviously, that's not really practical, nor probably legal. But the townspeople really see, they don't see a disconnect between students that live off campus. A lot of their view is that they're still Keene State College students. They still should be held accountable to the college, and the college does nothing to address that. That they just kind of let them run wild, and we use it as an excuse that they're off campus, so they do whatever they do. And that causes quite a bit of friction between the college and the town.
So I think if the students could be a little bit more aware, if they could think back when they were growing up, how would they like it if they had 4 20-year-olds drinking and vomiting and urinating and that sort of thing and being rowdy. Not that all students do that, again, but But if there is an issue, typically in the neighborhood, it does come from a student house. But I also think the administration needs to step up. I mean, Keene State we have improved our academics. We're getting listed on all sorts of, Princeton reviews and business school, best schools and so on. But, that's all well and good for reputation. But if you're just, the people in Keene are being adversely affected, I would like to see more from the administration in terms of, create problems, cause problems on campus, there's repercussions. And yet they seem to wipe their hands clean if it's an off-campus issue, and I'd like to see them step up.